Time to see what the wizards are up to.
Hey,
hi, everyone. Thanks for joining on this wonderful day today.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend it's just a normal every day today on the live stream. Even though everything that could go wrong went wrong this morning, which is why we have a late start. Our youngest has a day off from school, and our babysitter didn't show up at the time we expected her. We had network problems. I don't know what else. One of our other kids slept in and missed their classes.
But the good news is we early voted, so we don't have that to worry about today.
So I don't have to worry about that. And we have a lot of awesome stuff to talk about, so we can just jump right in. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start with this news.
So we've been talking about this for a while. We've got a game we are super excited about. Kapow is coming to Kickstarter next week, November 10th. This is going to be a fantastic game. We had the first edition of Kapow when we took over the game from the guys at Two Ton Porcupine, and we had it at a couple conventions. PAX Unplugged and PAX East right before the convention shut down. We were demoing it, sold through the entire print run that we had available. So that was super strong reaction from people. Really, really fun game. Since then, we've gone worked with the original designers, the developers here at White Wizard Games. Myself and others have been working together to improve the game. We've tweaked the rules slightly. We've modified the original action board, and we just really brought the game to the next level. It got some really great improved visuals and such. So we're super excited for this for the reprint of Kapow Volume 1, and we got a little spoiler here. This is the new box cover. Really cool looking, and we've replaced the little board with wooden cubes to track health with score dials. These are actually mock-ups from we made for
prototype
for testing, and for prototype purposes. But the actual ones are going to be made the exact same way as the really awesome thick dials from the Star Realms Deluxe Nova collection. So once we made these, we were like, these are awesome. So we're putting those into Kapow as well. And we've got Kapow Volume 2 with all new characters. So you can get Kapow Volume 1 or Kapow Volume 2, both great two-player games, same rule set, different characters. Or we'll have a tier where you can get both together, and then you can have a wide selection of characters for your two-player battles, or you can play 3- and 4-player games if you've got the full set. And of course, there's going to be awesome Kickstarter exclusives, lots of really great stuff there. So next week, come check it out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we're doing some new things. I don't this graphic for whatever reason. And when we look at ourselves, we're embarrassed. I'm trying to figure out which title. We're doing some new things for marketing for this particular Kickstarter. Where we've planned some live streams with some personalities outside of White Wizard Games. Yeah. I think we'll probably end up doing some live streams ourselves as well, because I would love to play it some more on the tabletop simulator and try it out. But we have Tom Bassel. He is going to be live streaming it on the day of the launch. So on November 10th, we're launching the Kickstarter at 9 a.m. and Tom is going to play it, the actual physical game, live in the Dice Tower studio down in Florida. So hope you guys have a chance to watch it. I think it'll be really fun. And, we'll also mention this, I guess it'll be over by the time we do our live stream next week.
So spoiler alert, we already know how Tom feels about Kapow.
Yeah.
He did a review on the first edition of Kapow.
Yeah, I can pull this up. So he said a lot of positive things. These were just a couple things, but really cool game. I really enjoy this one. He's a big fan of customizable dice, so he loves the customizable dice in this game. He did give it the Dice Tower seal of approval. And he also included it in his, this particular snapshot came from, he did a video of his top 10 two-player games in 2019.
Yeah.
For some of you, you know that Kapow was originally published by Two Time Porcupine. And Tom was lucky to get his hands on it because it was a relatively small printing. It's out of print right now. And he liked it so much, he put it in his top 10 two-player games of the year in 2019, which, he covers a lot of games. So that means he really likes it. So I'm excited to see him play it and also see him. He'll also have some of the new heroes and villains as well. So you'll be able to see some of that too. And then we also have Suze and Mandy from Apptastic. So Sue Sheldon and Mandy Hutchinson, they do a live stream which covers digital games. They've covered some of our other digital games already. I think they've done Star Realms and Epic Card Game already. You can check those out on their channel. They actually play their videos on the Dice Tower channel as well, which means a lot of people will see this too. And that will be the day after the launch, so on November 11th at 1 p.m. So I'm excited about those. Like we always want, more people to hear about our games and, and not just Kapow, but, all of our games. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting. Do you want to go into these couple cards?
Sure. So we've got a couple spoilers here. So this one's from the Star Realms High Alert set. So this is a nice aggressive blob base. So if you're not triggering your ally in this, you're just getting a little 2 combat, 3 defense base out there. So just a little bump to your offense. But when you get the ally going, you're hitting for 4 with a little 2 cost base. So that can add up quick. A really nice one for your aggressive blob strategies. And really exciting card we have here. This next one is the Dice Tower promo. So basically, we to support the community, Dice Tower does Dice Tower funds with kickstarters, and we've over the years we've contributed cards to their cause. This newest promo is super cool. So I'm gonna be honest, this card is a really, really powerful card at its cost. So when this one comes up in the trade row, it's gonna be one of those exciting moments like Cutter, when Cutter comes up and people are often like, man, I really want to get this one. Disposal Bot, before you're allying, Disposal Bot is just drawing a card. So you're spending 2 and this card won't do anything except draw a card. But it's obviously counts as playing a Machine Cult card. So it'll help you trigger Machine Cult allies. And then when you do ally it, you get the scrap effect. And it itself can be scrapped to draw an additional card. So worst case scenario, you can buy it, bank it for basically a draw 2 effect. You'll play it, draw a card, and then you can scrap it right away, draw a card, and just boost that future turn if you want to. However, if you can get that ally ability going, really help you thin out your deck, help you trigger your Machine Cult ally ability. So this is a super efficient card. Basically, never a problem to add to your deck. It's never going to make your deck worse because that card draw base ability. So it's a really sweet one.
I just feel like if it's like the Cutter, it's like always going to come up right after I spent all my money. That's what happened. I was playing Rob like, last night, and like I make my choice, and then like the Cutter comes up. I'm like, Rob does not need the Cutter. Like, I need the Cutter.
So it's going to be one of those. Well, should I buy this last card? Sure, I'll buy it, and then it'll come up. Big time.
Yeah.
So how can people get that card?
Oh, so for that card, that was part of the Dice Tower Kickstarter. They haven't fulfilled yet. I heard from in our Discord channel, someone was asking what the card was because they hadn't fulfilled. So that was why I went and I chatted with Randy, who helped me create, or who did create that card. and asked him, and we, shared it. I shared it on Discord, and then we shared it here today so that people could know what it is. So you had to be a backer of that Kickstarter to get it. But I know a lot of people said, well, how can I get it? So we'll do some giveaways. Like sometimes with those ones that, are really hard to get, we'll do some contests on social media and things like that. And also, over time, eventually we will do alt art. And sometimes some of our promo cards, I'll mention this because some people mention this, are on Board Game Geek. So Board Game Geek has a geek store. And as part of our partnership with them, I think Seeker might be on there, for example, the Seeker card, promo card, which we'd given out at a couple of conventions. So as part of our partnership with them, to help them, raise money for their site, we provide them a selection of promo cards. So this is the type of card that, we could provide to them over time. People have been asking about other cards as well. So I'm going to look at, I have a list that people gave me in Discord of promo cards that were hard to find. So if you have one that is hard to find that you'd like to see, either, in that store or, eventually as alt art, you can post it here in the comments. But what I did say, just being honest, is we won't provide that card on the BGG store anytime, it definitely won't be there now because the Kickstarter backers haven't even got it. So we want, like, if you participate in the Dice Tower Kickstarter, we want the people who, participate in that. Our goal with providing a card for them is to support Dice Tower. So we want to encourage people to be part of those Kickstarters. So we won't provide it right after, but, eventually we could find some ways to make it available, in some quantity.
So it'll be exclusive for the Kickstarter backers of, the Dice Tower Kickstarter backers for a while. And then eventually other people will be able to get it through those means.
And that's Dice Tower. They're super nice. So like you can, and it was optional whether or not we put the Dice Tower logo on it. But, I think people like to have the Dice Tower logo on it. So, but they're okay with us using it in other things, after a period of time goes by. So that's super nice because I did offer if they wanted it to be exclusive. And so speaking of Discord, so I've been trying to come up with ideas for fun things we could be in I'm in Discord a lot more lately because, we've been promoting our Discord channel during digital conventions. And so we've had a lot of newer players actually come and join the Discord. So they're asking a lot of questions. So questions that only I can answer, myself or Rob or, a small number of people on the team. Joel's always been active in Discord because, and Adam's been somewhat active because we originally created our Discord to support our tournaments, and Joel runs the tournaments. But now that we're seeing a lot more activity in there, and are starting to post more stuff, I'm like, okay, what else can we do to make it better? So I'm trying to come up with ideas. If people have ideas, they can. But one thing that we've been doing at home lately is we've been playing Among Us, which is, I'm guessing everyone's already heard of it or thinks it's cool. So I asked Adam to create a graphic. I wanted to kind of do Among Us on a Star Realm ship, and the command ship seems pretty big. You can kind of like do a lot of distinct stuff on there. So what I plan to do with that is we'll create an Among Us channel on our Discord server. It's not there yet, so don't go looking for it yet. Because I want to create it when we have time. I was just asking Rob if he would have time tonight to play Among Us.
Just a fun thing to do with the community. So yeah.
And once we create it, so it'll be a channel and a voice channel. So you can pop on there and we can chat. We can talk when it's a discussion time on the voice channel. Check out the official Among Us Discord channel to see how they do it. We'll put the code in there if you would like to join the game. And, we can add other fun stuff like this. I was just trying to think of like what's something fun, lightweight that we could just do to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. And we're playing it anyways because 2 of our children, maybe 3 of our children are obsessed with it. Only 2 play with us. One does not play with us, but I know that they play because we share a computer. And so let us know if that's something you might be interested in. I'm going to go to questions now because we have a lot of...
I have one more thing I want to show too.
Okay. Do you guys want me to answer questions? Or you want to see what Rob has? Probably they probably want to see what you have to show. Or if you want, I can...
So with the Star Realms Deluxe Nova Collection, we designed the box so they could hold all the stuff that came in with the Deluxe Nova Collection. But one of the things that backers really asked a lot for during that campaign was, hey, can you make the box so it can store more stuff? Randy, our graphic designer, did a redesign of the box interior, and to basically maximize the storage we had available for cards in it. And we have a new the mock-up of the tray from the factory. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's got, instead of just having one storage row, it's got two rows. So we've got a storage row for cards up here, another storage row for cards down there. And we got a well here where all the storage aisles will be able to stack inside. The oversized cards from Frontiers can fit into this well. And obviously there's lots of extra room there in case we make more oversized cards in the future. And then the big oversized cards that come with this particular set you can put right on top there. And then the boards, and then the board and the rule book will be over this in the box. So basically we've really maxed out the storage area in it, and basically turned it into a bit of its own universal storage box. So so basically if you want to store extra, and of course will come with foam blocks and stuff, so you'll be able to keep the cards. If you're just keeping the cards that come with the set in there, no problem. You can use those foam blocks and keep those cards nice and steady. But if you want to add in more stuff, we've basically given as much storage space as we possibly could within the box, just made it as efficient as possible. So so that's the new design for the interior of the Deluxe Nova Collection box.
I'm excited. Okay, so we have some questions here, Rob.
Yep.
Sorry, we were chatting away and I didn't notice that we had questions. What's the build quality of the dice? So this is from Kapow.
Oh, okay. So
I know they're customizable, but the heftier, the better.
All right. So basically, I'm going to show you there's two different types of dice. There's trait dice. So these are sort of dice that are preset. They've got all their sides already on them. So your character will start with some number of these, and you'll be able to buy additionals during the game. And these are nice, solid dice. We've played with them a ton, and haven't had any problems with any kind of wear and tear on the dice. So these hold up great over time, and they look cool. They're 16 millimeter. And have a nice solid feel when you roll them. The action dice, these are this is the trait die, and then the action die is larger, and it has, it's black on all sides. And with this, you get these additional faces that you can buy, and you can just insert these right into the side of the die. So as you're playing, you'll get more of these faces, and you'll get to add them to the dice. And when you do, you can just push them in and customize your die as you go. So you'll be able to build up this action die during the course of the game. And these have a great feel to them. They're a little bit larger, and you'll excuse me, you'll be rolling all your dice together. So you just take your handful and roll them. And they have a great, they have a great feel to them. They're good. And of course they're lighter when you don't have the faces on them. And then as you add the faces, you get you can build up the die as you play.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that and just say that I saw Kapow when it was originally on Kickstarter with two-ton porcupine, singular. And I had the same questions. I said, that sounds so cool. How is that going to work? That seems complicated to make dice that you can add sides to. And when I did, was able to play the game, I was like, this is awesome. Like they did a better job than I think these colored dice are awesome as well. So yeah, both of the types of dice were just phenomenally well done. And it might sound like I'm bragging, but it was actually, the two-ton porcupine team did all the work on that.
Yeah.
So
and
we're very happy with
the guys. Obviously did a great job with the game. Like, we get we're pretty selective on stuff that we do. So the fact that we got so excited about it and wanted to do it tells you a lot about the game. And we did a lot of areas where we wanted to just improve the visuals, like the game boards and the box cover and the player screens. There's a lot of areas where we're like, oh, we want to improve the quality a little bit, like the dials, etc. Just bring it to the next level. But the dice, we were super happy with those. Those were not changing at all from the original printing. We're just super happy with the dice as they were designed. So yeah, dice are awesome.
Yeah, I agree. When is the High Alert pre-order actually for? So this question is actually asking when will High Alert be available in retail. So maybe you can just give a quick update on Epic and High Alert.
Yeah, so basically the factory, there's been delays in printing in the factories, as there's been this weird back and forth with how much demand there was on the factories and the shutdowns from COVID and all the and the social distancing requirements in the factories and fulfillment centers, et cetera, basically slows everything down. And we've had files into the printer for a while and just were waiting to be in front of the queue and printing. We finally got our the printer's finally committed to a date when they will have everything done, basically ready to ship. So printed and packaged and et cetera, and palletized and ready to ship out, and that's end of December. December 24th, I believe, is when the stuff is going to be ready to ship out from the factory, and then from there we have to ship it to fulfillment centers, then to backers, and then a couple months after that, after backers get it, then the parts that go to retail will be in retail. So we're looking at early second quarter of 2021 for basically spring 2021 for release into retail stores. And Kickstarter backers will be getting it in first quarter of 2021, depending on where you are. Our backers in Australia and Asia will probably get it toward the beginning of the year, because it doesn't take long to get from factory in China to those fulfillment centers. But obviously EU and US will take a little longer because it's got to cross the big oceans.
Thank you, Snowkling, for the comments on my glasses.
Debbie's glasses are awesome.
Backup crazy glasses because my primary one broke. Okay, is there any? Luke asked about if there would be dividers for the Deluxe Nova.
Yes, the Deluxe Nova collection will have dividers. So the dividers will just be for the content in the Deluxe Nova collection, but there will be dividers in there.
Will it have? And then he had a follow. We'll have the names of the sets on them.
The dividers in the Deluxe Nova collection are built basically for play. So your types of cards, it'll separate out your events and your heroes and your base and your starting cards and those sorts of things. So, and you can check out the image on the Kickstarter page for the Deluxe Nova collection to get some ideas on what those will be like.
Okay, awesome. So it seems like for Kapow, another question from Luke, there would be an optimal placement of faces when you buy more through the game, right?
Absolutely. So basically, part of when you're buying the faces, you get to after when the phase where you're buying dice and faces, you can rearrange your faces on your dice any way you want. So if you want to, maximize your your effectiveness, if you feel like, oh, I want to have like faces on the opposite sides of the die, or anything, any way you want to place them, you're totally allowed to do that. So both players are purchasing faces and both players are placing them on, and you can place your faces on your dice however you want to, if you want to tweak the weights on various sides of your dice by placing the faces in particular ways. That's part of the game. You can totally do that.
And there's a couple comments about, is there more of a chance of the blank sides coming up?
So again, you can place those faces wherever you want. So if, obviously it'll have the faces are pretty light. So this is, here's the size of an action die. And, and obviously the face is just, that little thing. So it's I can't tell you the exact mathematical effect of of a single face on a die if it was blank, and I think I haven't done out the physics to tell you the exact results. Although from play experience, feels like it comes up about 1/6 of the time when you've got a single face on there. But it's it's probably I'm sure it's off very slightly because of that tiny weightage, but it's not like a weight like those trick dice, those will have very heavy things on them, not something super light like this. However, both players are playing under with the same rules of physics apply to both players, and you can add those when you get a second face. If you want, you can put it on the opposite side of the die. That's totally allowed. So you can place those faces however you want as you're buying them on the dice test.
Yeah, and you can move them around.
And you can move them around if you want to change them between rounds. So like one round you could be like, if you've got 6 faces and 2 action dice, you could have 3 on one and 3 on the other if you wanted. And then the next round, if you're like, I just really need one face to come up on an action die, you could take all of them off and put them all on one die. You can swap them around between turns if you like, and that's fast and easy to do.
I think that's all of the questions. Last chance. Does anyone have any? Usually I get a lot right at the end. I think I answered all
good. Well, and if you haven't already, please, if you're in the US, go vote. Today's the day. It is time.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wait. We got a comment. Hold on. New comment. Dan, thanks. Have you considered having a side that does nothing you can buy, but weighs more to specifically increase the odds of the opposite side being rolled?
So that is not something that you can purchase during the game. Basically, the buying a side that does something is as cheap as it can be in the game. It literally costs any die. So you could, if you rolled a die and it came up with a blank side, you could still use that on I'll show you on the board here. So your power-ups are over on this side, and as you can see, for any die, you can get a face to add to your dice. So it says as cheap as it can be. And we may or may not have some cool stuff coming in, stretch goals and other stuff during the campaign. So check it out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Well, next Tuesday it'll be live, so you'll get a couple emails from us between now and then to remind you. And there's also a launch event on that we're co-hosting with Board Game Revolution on Facebook. Katie can post the link here if you want to join that, so you get a reminder. We'll also remind you if you signed up on our landing page, or if you're on our mailing list, you'll definitely get an email the morning of before the Kickstarter goes live, or just as it goes live to let you know that it's live. Yeah. And if you still forgot, we'll remind you next Tuesday. Yeah. So thank you so much.
And I want to do a quick shout out to Doug, Larry, and Carl, the designers of Kapow. They have been doing awesome stuff, helping us. They're doing designs on the new characters. Like play testing all my tweaks and balance changes and such, and given being tireless on their work on Kapow. So they did a super job with the first game, and they have been doing phenomenal work for volume 2 and all the changes with this reprinting. So huge shout out to those guys. They are awesome. So
they've also been really entertaining. So we asked them if they could help with a very specific video clip that we wanted, and I was laughing my head off, and Rob was like, what came into my class, like, what are you laughing about? And I was like, oh, you have to watch this video. I was like, oh, this one's going really well, and then there's a blooper in it. So I'll probably share the blooper in the Facebook group, the Kapow Facebook group for fans of Kapow, so you can see the designers in their element. Yeah. Doing some promotional video, trying to get the word out about the game, like we're trying to do. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining. We will see you next Tuesday at 11.
Yeah. See you then. Bye. Ish.
Have a good day.